Okay, so now let's talk about AWS Certificate Manager, or in short ACM. So in case you want to host public SSL certificates in AWS, you can have two ways. You can buy your own and upload them to ACM using the CLI, or you can have ACM provision the certificate itself and renew it for you for free or free of cost and automatically. So ACM will load SSL certificates onto some of the following integrations. Number one is the load balancer, including the one that you would create using Elastic Beanstalk, CloudFront distributions, APIs, or the APIs gateways. So anywhere there is a need for the SSL certificates, there is going to be an integration with the ACM for it. For how does it going to work? So we have our user and he is going to talk to you in ALB for this instance, and he will go through the HTTPS, and the ALB would provide SSL termination. That means that connection will be terminated and the new one will be opened to the backend instances. So the ACM will be on the left hand side to provision and maintain the SSL certificates onto the ALB, application load balancer. So we don't have to worry about the third party anymore. And then finally the ALB will be forwarding private HTTP request to your EC2 instances. So here you are saying in the bottom that the EC2 instance, less CPU cost in the EC2 instance thanks to the SSL termination. So if you set up the HTTP integration, and your EC2 instance will not have to perform SSL encryption or decryption. So that means that you have less CPU cost on your EC2 instance. Thanks here for actually the SSL termination that is happening. That happens at the load balancer level. So overall, ACM, AWS Certificate Manager, is really amazing, because from my experience, SSL certificates are very difficult to maintain manually, and so having the integration with ACM makes it really easy to deal with the SSL certificates in AWS, and so you have no reason not to use them nowadays. Okay, now so good to know going for the exam. First of all, you can create your own public certificates, and you need to verify the public DNS, and you must be issued by a trusted public certificate authority. You can create some private certificates. That's for your personal, that's for your internal application. So you can have your own private certificate authority, CM. And so the definition of the private CA is that it's not public. So it's yours. It's not widely known. And so for your application to trust any SSL certificates that is created outside of from your private CA, that means that your application need to trust the certificates of the CA itself. So for the certificate renewal, in case you provision the certificate using AWS Certificate Manager, Amazon Certificate, it's automatically done by the ACM. Or if you have manually uploaded a certificate into ACM, you will need to be performing the renewal of the certificates manually. So it's going to be a bit more maintenance on your side. Finally, a very important, ACM is a regional service. That means that if you have a global application with multiple ALB all around the world in different AWS regions, you will need to issue an SSL certificate in its region where your application is deployed. And so you cannot use ACM as a global service, it's regional service, and you cannot copy certificate across regions. So you will have to have here the ACM provision a certificate in every single region where you have the load balancers. For example, for this to work, obviously if you use CloudFront, CloudFront is a global distribution, so you don't need to do this, right? But if you have an application load balancer deployed in multiple regions, then you need to remember that ACM is a regional service, and you need to have multiple SSL certificates all around the globe. So for this to work, all right, so this is it for the Amazon Certificate Manager, and I will see you in the next lecture.